So NPR ran a story recently, about a week and a half ago, about an atheist who was still a minister in Tennessee, and she had become part of the Clergy Project, which is, I believe, run by the Richard Dawkins Foundation. The Clergy Project aims to help ministers of various faiths who have lost their faith but are kind of stuck in their vocation. It's to help them come out and try to give them a support structure and to find a way to, I guess, end that chapter in their life. So NPR ran a story about Teresa MacBain, who recently, after being a pastor at a Methodist church for 9 years, lost her faith and had been going on preaching and giving sermons and singing hymns and didn't know what to do. She felt trapped. And the thing that this story was actually brought to us by one of our commenters on YouTube. This person really wanted us to go over the story and talk to about it. And the thing that they commented on YouTube was about how aggressive the comments were on both the original news story and then on NPR's reporting of the story, because the internet comments were in some cases really ugly and really mean, and that was one of the things that this former minister Teresa MacBain was very hurtful for her, because she described herself as being such a people pleaser and being such a good guy in the community for so long that her statement of just like, I just can't believe it anymore, and it would be wrong for me to stay in this position being that I don't believe it anymore. And that made her such a villain in the eyes of her community. And she was seeking new jobs and job interviews that she had scheduled. The company called back and canceled in more than one situation.
Why? Because they found out who she was, you think?
Because they found out that she was an atheist, and they decided they didn't want to hire her, basically. So the companies that she had interviews with called her and said, no thank you, we've filled the position or whatever. And she kind of mentioned how, bit curious, that that happened, like, it happened within like a day of the local news story coming out.
Wow.
Because she actually came out at the American Atheist Convention in Bethesda, Maryland. And when that reporting got back to her hometown, they did a news story on it as like a local interest story. And the community did not react favorably to her. And so that's really it for the news story. But what I went to the website of both NPR and the original WCTV news story, where they posted this story on the internet, and I got just a highlight of some of the internet comments that were left about this woman and her story, and I wanted to read some of them so that we could see how fair-minded and wonderful some Christians are. And I'm not throwing all Christians into this group, because there were a lot of nicer comments from people who claim to be Christian. But I wanted to read some of them because I thought some of them were very interesting. This lady is nothing but a liar, cheat, and scam artist who used the church and hurt people in the process. Okay. I have no idea who she hurt.
Yeah.
Liar, how she's a cheat and a scam artist either, I don't know. A liar, I mean, yeah, she was living a lie for a bit, but she was trying to find a way out of a situation that really anybody could find themselves in. Someone else said, being atheist and being homosexual, I don't know how that came up, will get you in the same end. Remember, homosexuality will get you in the end. Will get you in the same end. Hell. They are both just plain wrong. Read the Bible and it will flat tell you this, and anyone that doesn't believe in God just doesn't have a clue, in my way of thinking. As far as being homosexual, that is just plain gross.
Okay.
Another one said, if you look at the church website, the people playing the instruments look like lesbians. She seemed to attract these masculine-looking women and put them in leadership roles for some reason. Maybe she turned on God because she does not want to be attracted to women. She looks gay to me.
Isn't she married?
She is actually married to a man, of all things.
Okay.
But internet comments don't usually make sense.
Yeah, that's true.
That guy even seemed to contradict himself at the end there, but whatever. God, in all caps, gave people a choice. For me and my house, we will serve Jesus and go to a better place soon. Others can serve the devil and spend eternity in a lake of fire with him and the false prophets,
spelled wrong,
homongers.
Whoremongers.
Well, he meant to say whoremongers, but he forgot the R. So
okay, yeah, homongers.
Idolaters, liars, murderers, unbelievers, and then there's a comment and nothing comes after that.
A comma.
A comma and nothing comes after that. But whatever. Nothing but the devil, all caps. When God, all caps, gets done with this world, I pray he have mercy on our souls. God bless you all. She is a liar. She had said as well as write a number of papers on how she believed in the Trinity. She is also a thief. What did she steal? The United Methodist Church pays for portion of education for ministers. She freely took the financial support. Liar, thief, who knows what else. Yeah, but at the time that she took that money, when she was studying to be a minister, she was a believer.
I guess the point is that if they pay for you to believe, you must believe it always.
So if I lose my faith later on, I have to pay the money back?
Yeah. I guess, maybe. Apparently so.
Well, then their education needs to be better. The unbeliever will die 1,000 deaths in the pit of hell. Hell is the destination for all who do not accept Jesus. If it was possible to increase an already infinite punishment, God would make hell 1,000 times worse for unbelievers who become atheist and who lead others astray from obedient faith in God. But it is to the agony of eternal regret for all who do not believe regardless. I actually really like the imagery of God increasing an infinite punishment 1,000 times if he could.
Well, he can't. He can do it.
No, he can't. Even God can't violate what infinity is. Not really.
Well, he defines it, so...
And the last comment is one of my favorite of all, and I know that you'll love this because this is an argument that you have been battling a lot of lately.
Okay.
This is someone who is trying to be pro this now former minister. And this person said, luckily, not all of us are hateful, literalist bigots. Good luck for you on your journey. Signed, a real Christian. Because we all know that anytime two Christians disagree, the first thing they do is point to each other and go, not a real Christian.
Yeah.
You, sir, are interpreting it wrong. I am interpreting it right. This is why there are Baptists, Methodists, Lutherans, Catholic, Orthodox,
those comments are
Seventh-day Adventists. I mean, there are hundreds, there's probably thousands of Christian denominations, and it's born of this fact that no one can agree
on anything.
No one can agree on any of the points of the text. You have people who point out here that the Bible says that homosexuality, which will get you in the end. I don't think that guy realized how funny that statement was. At least for man-on-man homosexuality, but that's George would love that. But, he's saying, okay, well, the Bible calls homosexuality an abomination, and yet I have met no end of Christians who are like, no, homosexuality is fine. It's not wrong, it's not nothing, either the Old Testament is out, or I heard the argument, which I thought was an absolutely ridiculous argument, that, the kinds of homosexuality that they're talking about in the Bible are not the kinds of homosexual relationships we have now, and if I could reach you, sir, I would smack you. That's a ridiculous argument. But, so, fortunately, there are no true Scotsmen, and who are we to believe? Christians? Which one of you are the real Christians is the question I will ask to you.
Yeah, let us know so we can talk to the right one.
Right, because that's becoming very difficult. Outcasts out.